There it is in all its glory, the old Nintendo.
Yep, and I got the Duck Hunt somewhere, and I got another controller.
Wow, you've really got an assorted mix here. So you've got the old Nintendo, you've got a new Switch thing, you've got Xbox,
yeah.
and then a whole bunch of loose discs.
Yeah.
I'm sort of like mentally justifying if I'm gonna buy this whole stack of stuff right now. Ooh, another Zelda one. Oh, the Zelda ones might be selling me. I'm sure the Zelda ones alone are worth money.
He's actually in the bathroom right now.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm sure he would take 80 for that.
Let's go! What is up, friends, and welcome back to Thrifting Throwdown, the show where you and I hit the road, getting down and dirty on our never-ending quest to build a massive video game collection as cheaply as possible. As always, I'm your host, El Dabstroyero, and last episode, we cleaned up at Jake's Flea Market, scoring all kinds of retro video game goodies, including an entire pile of Magnavox Odyssey 2 games. You just don't see those things out in the wild all that often, so it was so cool to find them at the flea market super freaking cheaply. And with the Odyssey games and everything else we picked up, our collection grew even higher because we are now at 3,464 games in our thrifted video game collection. Such a massive milestone, and it's all thanks to days like that where we get out and we just grind it out at a flea market, adding all kinds of new games into our collection. So I'm excited to get out there and see what we can find today, see what kind of games we can turn up and add into our gaming collection on the cheap. Before we hit the road, one quick reminder that at the end of the video, you get to see my best thrifts of the day, so make sure you stick around until the end because you do not want to miss those. But aside from that, I think that's just about enough talk, and it is time for some thrift hunting action. So lace up your boots, let's hit the road. It is time for Thrifting Throwdown. Oh yeah! All right, straight away, how awesome is this? I just found a table full of Micro Machines, including this awesome Star Trek Micro Machine set. This thing is so ridiculous. I wish I had this growing up. I just had the regular old Micro Machine stuff. These would have been so freaking fun to play with. Of course, right next to that, we've also got a bunch of Star Wars Micro Machine sets. These things are really cool. And then all these Matchbox cars and this Batman set, which is catching my eye. I had this thing growing up. I literally had this set growing up. And I'm pretty sure I lost all of them except for the Batjet.
Wow.
And they've got another whole table over here of toys, which is awesome, including all of this Power Ranger stuff, which I know my sister would get a kick out of. She collected the Power Ranger stuff growing up. So that's really awesome, especially the swords. I used to always get a kick out of playing with those swords.
This is Zordon calling White Ranger. Activate Saba, the talking saber, and follow his instructions.
Tigerzord power, now!
Now you're ready to fight. And sound the call to battle. And now, really grab the power. The Power Cannon. Its 5 Powerball ammunition load is harmless to humans, but not to evil space aliens. Add even more power with the Power Gun Sword. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers from Bandai. Grab the power.
This is all you had in terms of the games here?
There was a couple others that came earlier.
Oh, gotcha.
Took it off.
If I were to grab your PS1 game and the 2 Game Boy games there, could you do any better than the 25? I'd be thinking like 15 for the 3.
I could do 18.
18? Okay, I'll do that. That seems fine. Hey, good morning. Am I early?
Yeah.
Can you help putting the tent up? Okay. Well, I guess while I'm here, do you know if you have any video game stuff for sale today?
Yeah.
None of that?
I didn't get anything out of it. Anything in particular you're looking for?
So I collect games. I have like pretty much every system. What do you have?
I've got a little bit of everything too. I've got stuff from Game Boy all the way.
Oh wow! I just
Yeah,
picked up some Game Boy stuff earlier. I'd love to pick up more if there's anything you're parting with.
I don't have enough to part with anything really. I mean, if you're into the repair side of things, I have a original purple Game Boy Color shell that I replaced.
Okay.
I
Just the
kept
shell?
Just the shell. I think I might have some buttons with it. I have to look at it.
I mean, I have done a little of the repair work, but I'd be like...
I think there was a reason I replaced the shell.
Yeah.
It's probably broken. But
Gotcha.
Or
I mean,
it's missing it. I'm pretty sure it's missing its battery cover at least.
okay. I mean, if it's in okay condition and it's cheap, I'd take it, but like, it'd be a project I'd be buying, so...
Right.
But if you want to double check if there's any games you'd part with, I don't mind standing here for a few minutes. It's up to you.
So, while the man did search high and low for the video games, El Dabstroyero undertook the noble side quest to assemble the tent. And with his strength and determination, he completed his quest, and that tent still stands to this very day.
I'll just move in there.
I'll just set it on the table over here.
Go ahead. Let me grab those.
Sure.
None of this is your brother's, right?
Wii Games have been in that ottoman for like 12 years. I didn't take any of the ones off the shelf.
Okay, well, if you're gonna sell Wii Fit Plus, you gotta bring that board down. The Infinity thing, he might still want.
There you go. I actually have the
Cars.
Infinity game, so that's
He's
fine.
a little funny. Like this was his. Like he was obsessed with.
Oh, really?
He's little. He's 20 now, but he's got the little thingamajigs. So.
That's fine. You remember this movie, the Santa Claus movie?
Oh, we have it. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy that they made a game for it.
Yeah, it was pretty stupid. So. It was pretty stupid.
Yeah, I think I tried it and it was not very entertaining. What'd you find?
Here's that shell. So remember,
Okay.
what it's missing now is the battery cover.
Yeah,
and also,
it's got some corrosion and stuff.
well, that's not even corrosion. That's
Well, like flip it
that's,
over.
that's
Look
some
at
tape
the.
damage. Yeah, these.
Look at the nodes there.
Yeah, they would need a replacement. It would also need a whole new.
Gotcha. So
part.
she ended up pulling out a few games here that she wanted to keep.
What did you pull out?
I pulled out
That-
your brother might.
We have two of these.
You have two of those.
Well, I mean, I honestly don't
Have
even
to
need
get
that
the
base
Disney
because I've.
for the-
Okay, so this
for the
has
Wii-
this.
for the Wii U.
Well, this one I think he
We never played that.
Yes, but he was obsessed with cars, so maybe his
Uh.
future children will play it.
We can get one.
And don't we
games
have
for
like
free.
little movie things for these?
Yeah, that game sucks.
Well, I guess while we're deciding on those, what's your number on the stuff in the box?
And the stuff in the box.
Yeah, I would probably skip the shell just because like it'd be a whole project for me.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you there.
I put this one back.
Okay.
2, 4, 6, 8 games.
And I'll give you a spoiler. I think I only need like 3 of them in my collection. So the rest would be duplicates for me. I'd be selling them at my own yard sale probably. But
Okay.
if you want me to take the whole box and you have a number, I could potentially do
Just buy
that.
the 3 that you want.
Yeah,
Maybe
take-
the rest of them out here for little kids who might.
Absolutely, yeah, that's a possibility too.
So what 3 do you want?
Well, I don't have the Family Game Night 3. I don't have the Animal, the Harvest Moon. Well, some of them you see a lot. Like the Wii Fit, I see every
Yeah,
day.
it was like free with the
Yeah.
system.
And then I have 2 of these 4x4 games, but not this one.
Oh, well, for those 3, we would want. I'm trying to think what would be a nice split. $9 or $10.
I'll do $10 on these 3, and then 5 for you, 5 for him,
That
right?
works. I was gonna say 3 apiece, but there's I have to get quarters out to split my brother.
Alright, go
Yeah.
put that in the house.
I will save later national.
And
Yeah.
bring me a pad of paper so that I can write down what's Mike's stuff if I sell it. This is
This.
Daddy's
Ah.
CDs.
Bunch
so.
of
I
CDs.
gotta send some of these to my friends because CDs are starting to come back around.
That's right.
And be like, vinyl and novel.
Make sure
That's-
that these are all Daddy's and not mine because I'm not giving mine out.
I don't know what's yours and what's his.
Well, I'm looking. We had similar ones. Like, Luke might want these.
You're defeating the purpose of the website.
Yeah,
Oh
I
yeah,
know,
the
but-
Rob Zombie CD. I used to have that. Dragula.
Bruh.
Like the metallic ones.
She wants to keep
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Who would like to give me change for a 20?
I can make it.
Okay.
Yeah, I can go change everything right now. I might redo it.
You gotta get her inside, or there's gonna be nothing left to sell.
If I get her inside, nothing is doing this.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate you pulling it out for me and let me hang around and stuff. Absolutely. And enjoy the rest of your day, guys. All right, friends, stopping off at the park here because I want to talk about the games that we just picked up. Let's throw our bag on the bench here. We ended up going to those 2 yard sales just now. I think I paid up a little bit at that first yard sale, and then I got a pretty good deal at the second one. Second yard sale, we managed to nab some Wii games for the collection. I don't think there's anything super crazy here. Family game night, obviously these game compilations can have some value. Maybe 10 to 15 is my guess. We'll see what the actual price is on the screen. Monster Truck Mayhem, nothing special there. This is definitely filler for the collection, so I'm not gonna get too hyped about that. Really, the game that caught my eye was Harvest Moon Animal Parade. Love the Harvest Moon series. If you haven't played it, you have to give it a try. You have to save Harmonica Town, but yeah, definitely love the Harvest Moon series, and I have to imagine this game has some good value here. And then we're looking at a few random things. We got actually WrestleMania 2000 for the Game Boy. I don't pick up Game Boy games very often, so that was cool to grab. We've got Allied General, which I don't have in the collection, this double disc set. So saw that and was like, oh, I definitely want to try that. Reminds me a little bit of Civ or something like that. Turn-based strategy, yeah, definitely right up my alley. And then rounding it out with Spider-Man for the Game Boy. This one I'm going to throw some footage up on the screen because I'm really curious what the gameplay looks like in this one. Sometimes these Spider-Man games for the handhelds look pretty rough. So how's this one look to you? Does this look like one that you'd want to play? You want to try this one out? Let me know in the comments down below. Either way, pretty pleased with this pile of games, even if I did pay up a little bit on the Game Boy and the PS1 stuff. But when you see it, when it strikes your fancy, that's when you're going to grab it, and that's what happened to me. I wanted to grab it, so I did. But yeah, we're having fun. We're out here collecting games today, and we are going to keep that going because we have even more yard sales to check out, even more games to find, and I'm excited to hit the road again. So don't go anywhere, Dabba Maniacs. There's more game hunting ahead. Oh yeah. Oh, Game Informers. Cool. I saw you have the gaming magazines over there. Did you have any actual video games?
No, no video.
No video games. I'm just curious, what are you asking on the magazines?
If you want all of them, I could do 10.
10? Let me go look at them real quick. Yeah, it's not often I see Game Informer magazines. What do we got here? What do we got here? 236. 1, 2. Ooh, that one is freaking cool looking. Mass Effect, Infamous 2, Dragon Age. Gosh, is Game Informer worth anything? I really don't know, but $10 feels like a good deal for this. I'm sort of like mentally justifying if I'm gonna buy this whole stack of stuff right now. Ooh, another Zelda one. Oh, the Zelda ones might be selling me. I'm sure the Zelda ones alone are worth money. All right, gang, what would you do in this case? Would you be picking these up? Yeah, I think it's a buy for me. I think I'm gonna take those magazines off your hands. There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Oh, you know, I just saw there's a Wii sitting there.
They got it.
Oh, you bought it already? Oh, okay. Just curious, what'd you end up paying for it? What'd you end up paying for the Wii?
I said Wii U.
Yeah, what'd you end up paying for it? Well, I'm just curious. You said you bought it, right?
Está preguntando
¿Cuánto
cuánto tú lo...
cuesta?
cuánto lo compraste.
Yo le dije ya.
We sold it for $4.
$4? Oh my gosh, that's the deal of a century. Very good. Well, have a good one, guys. Wow, Wii U for $4. That's great.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
All right, Dabba Maniacs, how much fun are we having out here yard selling today? And as much fun as we're having, I want to stop off at the park real quick. I found this nice little gazebo where we could sit, chat, have a little moment with our big old stack of Game Informer magazines. Seriously, what a massive freaking pile of magazines. These take me way back to growing up because I used to get Game Informer magazine. I used to get Official PlayStation magazine. There were a few different gaming magazines that I used to get delivered, and that was seriously one of the highlights of my month. Just being able to look through these magazines, see the games that were coming out, see the upcoming games, see the ratings and reviews, all kinds of awesome stuff in these things. These are pure nostalgia for me. I'm just loving looking at them, loving being able to go through the stack. And there was some really cool stuff in here. Some of these covers, like this cover looks freaking awesome to me. How cool is that art? And then not only that, but there are some freaking Zelda copies in here. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Game Informer. This is just so dang cool to me. Taking me straight back to when that game came out, and you know, we all had so much fun playing Breath of the Wild, but you know, being able to immortalize it in a magazine like this is even better. So yeah, $10 for this massive stack. If I had to guess, there's maybe, what, 50 magazines in here? Maybe even more. Pretty crazy, and not something I normally pick up, but the price was right, and hey, I just could not leave these behind. So what about you? Would you have picked up this big stack of Game Informer magazines? Is that something you collect or you're interested in? Let me know down in the comments below. I'm really curious what your thoughts are on these. But yeah, as fun as it was to pick up those game magazines, there's still plenty for us to find out there. So many more yard sales, so many more games just waiting for us to find them. So hang tight, Dabomaniacs. We're hitting the road again and seeing what else we can find. Oh yeah. Oh, you got some games here.
And I said it's like $29 now. It's like $30.
Are you willing to split the games at all, or are you just trying to sell it all together?
I was trying to sell it all.
Okay.
Make me an offer.
So I mean, looking at the games like the Maddens, the NBAs, like this section right here, probably not worth a lot, so I'd be looking at the other stuff. Even Assassin's Creed, I'd probably bump into that.
So not not sports ones. Is that what you're basically saying?
Well, those are the ones that are gonna have the worst value. Like I just paid $1 for probably these exact same games a few minutes ago. Yeah. Now these are a little bit higher, so
yeah.
If you had like, let's see, you said there's 17 in there. If you could do like 30 for the pile, I'd take them all. If you have an individual price, then I'd probably pick a few.
I don't really. I just want to get rid of them. Do you want to give me an offer for just these?
Well, like I said,
I would love you to take all of them. Can you resell? Do you resell?
I'd be selling this stack at my own yard sale probably. But like I said, I would take all of it for 30 if you want to get rid of it.
Oh, my son would be real bad. Because he'd probably trash that. He's 19, so he could kind of care less.
Yeah.
He has a Pokemon Black DS game.
Yeah, the Pokemon games, those are the real valuable
stuff.
stuff.
We have it in the case.
Where's that one hiding?
In there.
Yeah.
He's looking, he's like, it's $150.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, it's in
the
your
Pokemon
hand.
games,
It's not worth anything.
that's like top of the barrel. That's some of the best stuff you can find is the Pokemon stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. But with the sports stuff, it's like you've got 2017, 2018. So like it comes out every year, so the value drops real fast on that. So most of what the $30 offer was for this stuff anyway, I'd just be taking that to like flip on my own. So if 30 works for you, I'd grab all those off your hands.
What about 40?
You know what? 40 is still right around. With the box. I'll let you keep the box. I'll do 40. That's still just around like what, a little over $2 a game. That's fine.
I'm okay with that.
I can live with that. And this was, I assume, all you had in terms of the games that are for sale, right?
Yeah.
All right. That is funny though. I just bought a few PS4 games down the road here.
Yeah.
Well, let me pull out some money for you. So what do you want for that one? Then? That's the good one.
Just because he actually showed interest in it.
Yeah.
He's actually in the bathroom right now.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm sure he would take 80 for that.
Okay, let me look that one up real quick because I'm not sure what the latest on it is, but I'm happy to check that. There's your. I have one of those. Oh, what is that? Just the manual?
It's just a manual for something, yeah.
Oh, okay. Neat. What do you want for the manual?
Honestly, like that's worth money.
Well, I mean, I'd take it because if I get the game and the case, I can piece it back together.
Oh,
so.
Okay.
When you collect, you'll take it any way you can get it.
Yeah. All right, these are the...
Oh, and there's a case of games too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, right there is the game for that book, I think.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
White?
Wait.
Oh, it's platinum. Okay. Well, maybe it's in there.
Yeah. I might still be in there.
So is your $80 number for this and this?
For that.
Okay, so what was the number be with that stuff too then? Gotta ask.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it, so I may as well ask.
That I would have to check what that would be.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm just going to look that one up real quick. Oh boy.
I wasn't expecting this, but he said 200.
Holy crap.
Oh my god.
Okay, so that.
He was going through and looking at them.
At the
And
toys?
I go, can I throw on the Pokemon characters? He said, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately for me, I cannot do 200, so I will have to pass on that one.
Okay.
But I appreciate you at least asking.
Yeah. I was surprised.
Hate to see it go.
Well, it'll be here till July 26th.
All right.
It'll be July 23rd.
Good to know. Well, it was nice to meet you guys. I hope to hear from you, and enjoy the rest of your day.
There's a
All right, friends, this day of yard sale hunting is well underway. We got some beautiful weather out here, although it is hot as heck, and we've already got some game hauls to speak about. Now, there are some bonus games on the top of this tote because I managed to pick up one DS game for $4. Nothing special there, probably a little bit more than I would have wanted to pay on that, but the woman was nice, so sometimes I don't mind paying up if they're cool, if they're fun to talk to, whatever the case may be. And then I've got a little pile of PS4 stuff here. We've got sports title, NBA, Call of Duty, NBA, Madden. Nothing you're gonna get too excited about there, but the price was right. I paid $1 each on those, so that was a nice little grab for me. And then the real surprise, the real bonus for you guys, dun dun dun, there it is, Pokemon Black version 2. I did end up buying this. Originally, the woman was saying $200 for this, all the other loose games, some toys and things like that, just way out of my price range, especially because I only had about $120 in my wallet, so no way I was going to be able to make that deal, and I thought that was pretty much it, that we were bust, that I was going to walk away empty-handed.
Oh, that is depressing.
But as I was walking away, I said, hey, wait a minute, would you still take the $80 for Pokemon Black? And she said yes, and you know, I had to pull the trigger on it. And for me, that is way more than I want to pay for a video game. $80 for a game to me means that I've failed at my job of buying games on the cheap. But honestly, it's a $150 game. I didn't feel right leaving it behind. $80 seemed like a good price relative to $150, so I pulled the trigger. But I am really curious, what are your thoughts? Do you think I should have left this behind? Do you think I should have grabbed it for $80? Let me know down in the comments because I really need some guidance on this one. I need to better understand how you guys think I should have handled this. But yeah, aside from this, I also overpaid on this tote of PS4 stuff. There's a few games in here that looked cool. We've got Spider-Man, UFC, I think WWE games sometimes have good value. So, I mean, aside from that, it's pretty much all sports titles. So, not really anything I'm going to be too excited about, especially because they don't tend to have a lot of value. But $40 on these, pretty much top of the range, a little bit over $2 a piece, but it did lead us to Pokemon Black. So I mean, I guess in that sense, it was worth it to pay the $40 on this, then the $80 on this, but $120 for this stack of games, like that is very steep in my opinion.
No, no, no! Pay attention! We are staying here until you get this right, god damn it!
But yeah, gorgeous weather. For some reason, I seem to be the only one out here hunting games today because, like I said, I found a whole bunch of games already. So that just means I need to hit the road again, see what else I can find. So hang tight, Dabba-Maniacs. Let's go hit up more yard sales. Oh, yeah. All right, how freaking cool is this? We got a whole ass go-kart here for sale. $100 on the go-kart, and definitely it looks like it's seen better days. That is like covered in dirt and debris and rust and grime. But still, I can't help but feel like that thing would be so cool to go ripping around the neighborhood on. Can you picture it? Can you picture LDAB ripping through the neighborhood on this, going from yard sale to yard sale?
Out of my way, jerkers!
Yeah.
All right. Good morning, everyone. If you have any questions, just let us know.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good. Do you have any video game stuff, man?
We have a PS1 for sale for $40.
Oh, where's
Over there,
that?
and I think it has 2 games.
Let me take a look.
Yeah. And that's, I think, all we have. You don't have any other video games, right? No. Ready? I have everything.
Oh, there we go.
So.
Ooh, Tekken 2?
Oh, yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Did you have other games that sold already, or that was just all you had?
Here's some old games.
Oh, you had another copy of Tekken, gotcha. Is 40 the best you could do on it?
Ethan, I'm going to defer to you. 40.
Is 40 the best you can do on it?
He wants, Scott said.
I'll pretend I didn't hear that.
Thank you.
30?
That's what Scott said. He's not taking anything less than 30.
Is 30 your number? I can do 30 for it.
30 is my number.
Okay, I will have to run to my car and get my wallet though.
Thank you. I can take.
All right, Dabba-Maniacs, we are out and about today finding all kinds of gaming stuff, and we just picked up a PlayStation 1. It's got a bunch of accessories, and it even has some games with it as well. I think we paid $30 for this. Is that right? Was this a $30 haul here? I honestly can't remember. The day is kind of a blur at this point. So much driving around, so much game hunting, but $30 for a PlayStation feels fair for me. It's got all the cables, comes with that third-party rock controller. So that's obviously going to be a flip for me. Hopefully I can get a little bit out of that. But the real reason I wanted this bundle is because I wanted to add Tekken 2 to the collection. Now, the downside, it is a little bit incomplete, missing the back cover art, but Tekken 2, what a great freaking game. Are you like me? Did you have a ton of fun playing Tekken with your friends back in the day? I feel like this is one of those fighters that when it came out, everybody was playing, and I honestly miss those days. I miss being able to, you know, sit around with a bunch of friends and just beat the crap out of each other on the PlayStation 1. But yeah, nostalgia aside, there's still more games to be had, so let's hit the road once more, see what else we can find, and just add even more stuff to this collection. Oh yeah! Good morning. Do you know if you have any video game stuff by any chance? That's mostly what I'm looking for.
What do you like? What kind of games are you looking for?
Well, I have like a pretty big collection. I have like 3,000 games, so for me, anything I don't have usually, which could be, you know, Nintendo, Atari, Sega, Xbox, PlayStation.
I have some Nintendo.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to think what I have and like how accessible it is.
If it's accessible enough that you'd pull it out, I'd be grateful because I drove from like the other side down near. I was up in Walnutport actually. I drove up this way. So definitely make the drive worthwhile. I'll say that.
Let me just think about it for a second. I'll go up and get, if you want to, go over to my neighbor. She has a yard sale right now too.
Perfect.
And then I'll run upstairs and then I'll come back with what I got.
That makes perfect sense.
I might as well get rid of it. I'm not doing anything. Do you have any interest in the Nintendo?
Honestly, anything gaming you have, I'll take a look at it. Because even if it's something I have already, I have friends who collect. So
Right. Okay.
yeah, that's perfect. I'll go pop over there and see what they've got. Thank you so much.
A few moments later.
There it is in all its glory, the old Nintendo.
Yep, and then I got the Duck Hunt somewhere, and I got another controller.
Wow, you've really got an assorted mix here. So you've got the old Nintendo, you've got a new Switch thing, you've got Xbox,
yeah,
and then a whole bunch of loose discs.
Yeah. I mean, there's just stuff all over the place.
That's funny.
Yeah. Let's see what's in here. Yeah, these are all loose games. So
Gotcha. Those two look like CDs. That one's a CD.
No, it's an Xbox game.
That one's PS3. And I got the Switch game not in there.
No, it's good. We still play that, I think.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so these are all just loose games. That's all I got.
Okay, I mean, I appreciate you pulling it out for me. What would your number be if I took the loose stuff, the Nintendo?
You give me a number and you know what it's worth more than I do.
Yeah, I mean, the stuff that's in incomplete status, what do we got over here? These were not games, right?
No.
Okay.
That's what I was kind of just going through to see. I think these are all music CDs.
Let's see.
And I do have the Duck Hunt gun.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah, and Mario Duck Hunt's actually in the thing, too.
I just have to... And I have some more games, but I just wanted to see if you were interested in them.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'd love to see what else you have, too.
That.
Once we have an idea of, like, what we're looking at here, I can get a better idea of what the offer would be.
Okay. That sounds good.
I don't mind waiting around either. I'll go look at your other stuff real quick.
A few minutes later.
That's not part of that. I'm just like...
It's hard to tell sometimes.
So I got that. So I actually bought this at a yard sale.
What's that, the Nintendo?
Yeah, probably, I don't know, maybe like 10 years ago.
That's hilarious how these things work. It's like we get them at the yard sale. They go at the yard sale.
Well, it was so, like, you know, it's nostalgic for
Oh, absolutely.
somebody in their 40s. And I was just like, oh, this will be, you know, good for the kids to play. And then I played it for a while. I played it for a couple years.
Yeah.
You know, still got to do them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I still got mine hooked up at home, so I'm blowing into the cases all the time.
All right, so these are my games.
All right, and there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got a few loosies in the console. So, if you wanted to throw out a number, what would your number be?
I mean, I paid like $25 for it probably. So, I mean, I'd like, I don't know. I was like 30.
I think that's reasonable. I mean, you're getting. How about this? I'll even do 35. So you're getting a $10 return on your investment from the 25.
Good. I don't know if you need these, but I probably do.
I mean, I'll take it.
Yeah,
it's a cable. You can never have too many cables. But yeah, this is some good stuff, and I mean, there's definitely some games here that aren't in my collection, so that's a good sign for me. Some stuff that I don't have.
Super Mario 3.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then you got Duck Hunt in here. I can take it out if you want.
Sure, yeah, that's fine.
Or no, this is the original one.
Oh yeah, the OG.
The number 1.
The OG. Well, let me pull out some money for you. I appreciate you pulling this stuff out for me. Well, friends, you can see the sun is getting low. We are wrapping up yet another day of game hunting out here in the wild. And, you know, isn't it just so dang special when you're wrapping up a day of game hunting with something as awesome as a retro Nintendo bundle? Because we've got the console, we've got the games, we've got the controllers and the accessories. We've got everything you need for some awesome 1980s style retro gaming. And honestly, it feels like kismet to me because she said she picked up this whole bundle at her own yard sale, what, like 10 years ago or something like that, she said. And here we are, picking it up off of her later, putting it back out into the wild, getting it back into another game collection. I think that's just so cool. Such an awesome way to keep these games alive, keep them part of that game hunting ecosystem. And you know, we got some cool titles in here. I think there were 2 copies of Super Mario 3, if I'm not mistaken. So we've got a little bit of a duplicate there. Some doopy action. Awesome to be picking up 2 copies of Super Mario, of course. Such a great game. One of the greatest games of all time, I think we could all say. But not only do we have Super Mario 3, we've also got the original, the OG, Mario 1 Duck Hunt combo. Always a classic. You need this in pretty much any NES collection, you know, whether you're shooting ducks, whether you're shooting clay targets, whether you're stomping Goombas, there's just a lot of fun to be had with this one. And then some of the other stuff we've got in here, we've got Marble Madness. I played the heck out of that growing up, so that's pretty cool. Definitely remember playing a lot of this marble game, and I also remember not being very good at it and also getting very frustrated at how finicky the controls were. But that's not all. We've got Rad Racer, which is brand new to the collection. I did not have Rad Racer, so that is definitely a new one to me. Looking forward to trying this one out myself for the first time, although I know this is a pretty common one, and I'm fairly certain most of you have probably already played this one before. Winding it down here, Gauntlet. I've talked about this game before. I know it's in the collection already. This is one that I used to play the heck out of back in the day. I really enjoyed Gauntlet, and I always say the part of this game that I remember most is the voice audio, whatever you call it, the sound effects, where it would basically be like, warrior meets food, badly. I will never forget that. Always so fun. I guess that means I was taking a lot of damage in the game, so again, probably not a game I'm very good at. But then in terms of the NES stuff, the last game in here, Castlevania 2, brand new to the collection. The label's a little spotty. You know, this could be in better condition, but a new game going into the collection, so I'm really excited about that, especially because it's a Castlevania game, and the Castlevania series is so dang cool.
You left him for dead in Konami's Castlevania. How foolish to presume he'd perish without leaving a curse. For now, in Simon's quest for Nintendo, fate stalks your very being, and you'll need more than clues from cowardly villagers to survive when day turns into night. But just keep telling yourself it's only a video game. It's only a...
Huh?
And then, of course, there's some odds and ends in here. We got a case. We got, there's Donkey Kong down there. I forgot we had Donkey Kong for the NES. So, honestly, a nice little pile of games. $35. She said 30. I said, hey, just take 35. Really worked out to be a nice deal. And honestly, what a perfect way to end a day of game hunting. But I know you are as excited as I am to get these games back to the game room so we can see the total game collection after today's hauls. We can see what my best thrifts of the day are and take a look at everything we picked up today. So hang tight for just a few more moments. We're heading back to the game room right now. Oh yeah! All right, friends, that is another day of game hunting, another day of yard sales all wrapped up, and we have an awesome collection of stuff to show for our troubles today. Magazines, we've got PS4 games, retro NES games, and of course, probably the highlight. It's going to be Pokemon Black version 2. What an awesome addition to the collection, and we picked it up like seriously almost half price, something like that, so we got an absolute steal on this game. I'm so hyped with this, complete in box as well, which is so nice. Don't have to piece it together. We are done and dusted on this one. It is all wrapped up, complete game going into the collection.
In Pokemon Black version 2 and Pokemon White version 2, return to the Unova region 2 years later. You'll encounter familiar faces, new Pokemon trainers, and new gym leaders. Battle Roxy's Poison-type Pokemon, and Gym Leader Marlin's Water-type Pokemon. Explore new areas of the Unova region, where you'll encounter many Pokemon from other regions. Where will your adventure take you? Pokemon Black version 2 and Pokemon White version 2, coming to Nintendo DS October 7th.
Yeah, this is a special game haul for me because it is not often that you find, first off, NES stuff. It's also not often that you find Pokemon stuff. And then on top of that, we've got some Game Boy games, a bunch of cool PS4 stuff, and honestly, Allied General has been catching my eye as well. This one actually reminds me a little bit of Civ. When you see the back of this, you're going to see what I mean. It's got like the troop placements and tactical combat, that sort of thing. So this one is actually right up my alley. This is exactly the sort of game that I love to play. And moving right on down the line, here's some awesome NES games. Marble Madness is one for me that I remember playing growing up. I'd always throw it in the NES, play for about 5 minutes, and then get completely frustrated. If you've never played it before, you're controlling a marble with marble physics as it rolls up and down ramps. It is difficult to control on the NES pad, to say the least. And of course, Gauntlet, I've talked about that one before. Definitely a game that I used to love playing. In addition, we nab Donkey Kong, Simon's Quest, Castlevania 2, 2 different copies of Super Mario 3, and you got the OG back there, Super Mario 1 Duck Hunt combo. Last but not least, Rad Racer. The other thing I want to talk about, and I didn't get to it yet, the console pickups, because we have an NES console, we have a PS1 console, obviously not new to my collection. You see my PS1 down there, you see my NES down there as well, so those are obviously going to be flips for me, trying to get a little bit of money back into the collection to go towards game hauls just like these. And of course, one of the other games I'm super hyped for, you see it playing in the background here, Harvest Moon. Huge fan of the Harvest Moon series, always have enjoyed playing those games, so always nice to be adding another one to the collection. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't we just add a Harvest Moon game last episode as well? So we are doing really well in terms of Harvest Moon games at the moment. And on top of that, we're also doing really well in terms of magazines, because look at all these Game Informer magazines. I don't even know how many are there. Is it 50, 30? Someone who's better at math than me can figure that out. But there's some really cool stuff, just like looking at the side here, Batman Arkham City, Ni no Kuni, I remember that game, Gears of War Judgment, Elder Scrolls Skyrim, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, GTA 5, Mass Effect 3, Saints Row the 3rd, Gears of War 3, South Park, Uncharted, so many freaking awesome editions of Game Informer magazine, and I got them so dang cheaply. Now, of course, we did miss the Wii U that apparently sold right before we got there, so that's a little bit of a bummer, but still cool to be picking up these gaming mags.
Well, I'm impressed.
But after a day of game hunting like this, I know what you're dying to know is where the collection stands as of today, as of this moment, where we are at. And after all the pickups, after the NES games, the PS4 games, our collection grew by 24 games this episode. So dang cool, because we are fighting and scratching and clawing on the way to 3,500 games right now in the collection, and this gets us just that much closer. And of course, the other thing that gets us closer, keeps this parade going, keeps this El Dabstroyero parade going, is your support. So seriously, hitting subscribe, hitting that subscribe button down below, hitting like, dropping comments down below. These are the things that really encourage me, really get me excited, and make me want to get out there and do some game hunting. And if you're looking for a way to support the channel directly, we have a few great ways to do it at this point. We have memberships here on YouTube, so for a few bucks, you can become a member, support me directly here on YouTube, or you can become a patron on Patreon. You get access to behind-the-scenes stuff. I do full blog posts for every episode as well that you're going to get on Patreon, and you get updates on the channel before anyone else, so definitely worth checking that out, in addition to checking out my website, which has a bunch of El Dabstroyero merch. As you can see up here, we got the Thrifting Throwdown hat, we've got the Thrifting Throwdown El Dabstroyero pins with little chibi El Dab, werewolf dab, all the fun stuff. So definitely be sure to check out my website, eldabstrayero.com, if you haven't yet, because there's just, in addition to the merch, there's just so much cool stuff. I put a lot of effort into it, and I would love for you to check it out. But as we're wrapping up here, I think one of the only other things I have to mention is that you can follow me on social media at eldabstrayero. So be sure to check me out on your social media platform of preference. I would definitely appreciate that. Of course, we've got our best thrifts of the day coming up any moment, so don't go anywhere. We'd love to find out together what the best thrift of the day is here. It could be literally any of these games. Pretend you don't see Pokemon. Literally any of these games. Well, would you get a look at that? The communication with the Wii remote has been interrupted. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you lasted as long as the Wii console did here. But other than that, I want to thank you so much for joining me. I had a blast, and I hope you did too. And until next time, keep on thrifting. Oh yeah.
He's actually in the bathroom right now.
Oh, gotcha.
I'm sure he would take